we get started, I do have a few announcements. We have a rotation now, rather than having all of us here at once, which is chaos. We now have myself, Nick, and Robin, as well as 2 guests. I also wanted to explain a little bit that because summer break hit and we all got kicked off campus, it became very, very hard for us to record with shitty internet and just awful connections and talking over each other. Now that we're actually in person, this should be easier. As well as that, we have moved and we have really good Wi-Fi now, so if we do have to call someone in, it won't be as big of a problem. On our end, at least. Also, we have a rotation of people we're going to have, and then every 10 weeks, we're going to have Chaos Week, where Nick hosts everybody.
Hell yeah.
And Robin and I just kind of fuck off for the night.
Yep, so it'll be, let's see, I think it's Zach, Mailman, Cody, and I think Rhiannon is actually going to get tossed in there.
Yeah.
I was originally going to get Brian because I wanted Brian to just be confused at everything.
Yes.
And he'd just interject every, 10 minutes with, I don't even know what's happening, or something like that.
Right.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah.
All right. With that out of the way, we'll get to introductions. Hello, I am Susan. I'm here with my friend Zach.
Oh, that's me.
Robin.
I live here now.
Nick.
Hey.
Rhiannon. Yo. And Maya, who will not speak because she is a dog.
Bark.
Whoops.
Yo,
So-
for real though, why'd that banana be looking like a fleshlight?
That's a question for Zach.
Zachary, what you been doing with the banana?
You know what it looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, but you've been here in the living room the whole time.
Yes.
When did you have time to do this while all of us were sitting here in front of you?
Staring at you,
You've been front and center, my guy.
For those that,
Oh.
for our listeners,
Squishy banana.
Jesus Christ.
For our
So-
listeners, we have a toy banana that's filled with sand. It's like a stress ball, but it's shaped like a banana,
Yeah.
and
It's
you can push the
it's
sand around.
it's made of
Squishy.
rubber and there's just a bunch of sand in it, so that when it's properly distributed, it looks like a regular banana. Then you pick it up and it's kind of mushy and it's kind of a cursed object. But you can also hold it from the ends and spin it around and all the sand gathers in the middle and then you suddenly have a pregnant banana. And it's just fun to play with.
Alright, so we got a couple $1 million, which is a Rooster Teeth game that they created. And you can probably still buy it at their store if you look them up. I don't know if it's still there. I really haven't looked. So, $1 million, but whenever you eat food you didn't cook, you have to eat a carton of cigarettes.
No.
I'm going to say no immediately because I do not cook.
Oh, man, I don't cook. I'm not trying to kill myself with nicotine in 2 days.
No, you're not even
You're
smoking
eating
it. You're
the
just
whole- you're
eating it.
Yeah, I know.
I would straight up break them up, put them in a pill capsule, and fucking chuck them down like that. I'm fine.
So I do cook. That's the thing. So theoretically, I could just cook all of my own food. That wouldn't be terribly hard.
Right.
But right now, I work for a pizza place, and there's free pizza around,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I can stop myself from
What's-
eating free pizza.
So,
That's
I don't cook, but I'll make myself a turkey sandwich. Does that count?
You're gonna be a millionaire that just
I mean, you're not
lives
buying the
sandwiches
entirely
food.
off of turkey
entire
sandwiches.
You didn't
I put the food together.
It wasn't like Nick made dinner tonight and I'm eating his cooking. It's I put a sandwich together. This is my creation.
Yeah.
You created it.
Okay, so I could do this.
Yes.
Because I can make sandwiches.
And you have
Can
$1 million, you could theoretically go to a cooking class.
Yeah,
and
that's
learn
another thing I was thinking.
just at least the most basic shit.
If I'm rich, I can afford a cooking class.
Learn to replicate McDonald's.
Dude, I bet you could do it. I
Yeah.
bet there's a class for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Screw
you know
it.
what I mean. Basically,
Screw it.
How
I'll
to
do
cook
it.
like Ronald.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I also say that, yeah, I'd take $1 million on that one.
Okay, I think I've changed my mind. I think I would too.
Okay.
But dude, you can't go on vacations though.
You'd have to cook your own food.
Microwave that shit.
If you had an oven in your place,
You'd have to make sure that you only go to Airbnbs
Yeah.
I guess that's still doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
$1
$1
million.
million.
And
Yeah.
even if
You
that's
just
not the case, you
have a
just pack
beach
like
house.
10 sack lunches, and then you're fine.
What are you
Or, like,
talking about?
make
You just have a
food
beach
and then,
house
like-
at wherever you want.
You can like prep meals and like freeze them,
Yeah.
bring them with you. I don't know.
Yeah. The
Just don't
future
get on
is
an airplane.
the future is amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so next one, $1 million, but whenever you see an emoji, you have to do the worm through a military funeral.
No.
I don't
No.
think.
No.
Wait,
No.
the worm is in the dance move?
Yes. The
So
worm.
here's the thing. I can barely bend over without being in pain.
Right.
So like doing the worm.
Not
is-
only can I not do it, I won't do it there.
Yeah.
Listen. Is this like
You can't save yourself from this, man.
is this like a war hero?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a military
Purple
funeral.
heart.
Military funeral.
F
Okay,
in the
they're
chat,
probably
boys.
not. Can we get an F in the chat? Yeah, I'd probably have to say that.
Fucking mid-worm, just do a little, like, arm out, making yourself an F.
No, they're doing the 21 gun salute. You're
And you're,
crawling
like,
in
wearing
front of them.
And then I just stop and I've got like rave sunglasses on and I just yell at everybody, yo, can we get an F in the chat? And then I just worm away.
Press F for respects.
And press F to pay respects. Yeah.
Dude, but the
I
thing
can
is,
just
so
see the wife holding the flag, just crying the
I'm
same.
crying exactly like doing the worm. I'm like, it'd be better.
Yo, fam, can we get an F in the chat, especially for her?
but like the thing is, it's a military event, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably got this person's like grieving military friends. You
Right.
think those people don't carry?
They
They're
will beat the
grieving.
tar out of you.
Bruh,
They'll-
you're getting
you're-
pistol whipped right
Yeah.
after.
You're gonna die. Like,
I wouldn't even get to say, yo, can we? I'd just be like, yo, can ah.
Dude,
Yeah, one
you
of those
just
21
walk
guns
in and they
chisel.
sense what's about to happen.
You
I
walk
would get
in
the
like
first.
a-
I would get the first worm wiggle, and then they would just curb stomp me.
Yeah, they'd shoot you down. Like the 21 guns people would turn and shoot.
21
no,
gun
stop.
salute. Hold on.
Right. Like,
Back to the
hold
salute.
Fire. Bah, 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 bah. Proceed.
And like the thing is too, I don't really see emojis that often. Like none of you guys really use emojis at all.
Yeah.
But like
Not much.
I can't avoid it in memes. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
I look at memes too much, and there's so many fucking like either it's the dumbest reaction thing on top where it's like so funny, haha, I cried, and the crying emoji,
Yeah.
or it's people memeing on that where it's like, bruh, 20 emojis, I just 20 emojis. Like,
Or it's like every Instagram comment ever under like an attractive person's post where it's like hard eyes, tongue, water, stuff like that.
Eggplant.
Exactly. Fire. You see a lot of emojis if you're on social
I
media.
used
Yeah.
an emoji today on social media. I don't send them to you guys, but I send them to Nick often, and like nobody.
You'd
else.
have to do that a lot.
what emojis?
All right, guys,
The
start
heart
looking
eye
up
emoji.
the funeral. Never mind.
Okay, we'll take your word.
All right, so last one for now. $1 million, but each time you see someone wearing glasses, your mom replaces one actor in every porn video that you watch.
Nope. Nope.
No,
Wow.
no,
That's a
No.
hard no.
No.
I
no.
live with Susan. Susan wears glasses.
I wear glasses. No,
Yeah.
like I gotta
So-
look in the mirror.
Here's the funny
A lot
thing.
of my
It's gonna be
family
showing up
wears
in
Oh,
glasses.
hold on.
Yeah.
Like,
What's up?
So here's the funny thing. Truthfully, I don't really watch porn all that often. When I do watch porn, I look up random stuff like pineapple, and I hope whatever comes up happens. So I'm gonna say yes, I want that $1 million. I see a lot of people with glasses, and my mother is really messed up, so that'd be really, really funny.
all right, now we're gonna go back.
Yeah, because it is.
You search for pineapples?
Oh, I search a lot, like whisk or like elephant, and you just get random
Oh,
stuff.
Is there any
Oh
rhyme?
no,
or
my
reason?
mom replaces one at But,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant she replaced it with someone that
No,
she
no.
thought of.
No,
Oh,
like
then no.
she's in it.
Oh God, see, I mistook the question.
There's
That's
a
why y'all
reason
were
we all
looking at me
just
like I had
sat there.
17 heads. Yeah, no, I
Here's-
don't want to see my mom like that.
I don't even care that she didn't understand the question.
Like, my mom's
What are
weird,
you?
whatever.
What are you searching? Like,
No.
is there a rhyme or reason?
I think it's hilarious because you look up these random
You
things
just-
and they try making skits around that
You
word.
just
and
do it
it's
for the
just so-
meme. You just
Yeah,
pineapple.
yeah,
Just
it's
like-
hilarious. But okay, so now that I actually fully understand the question, no. I thought she just like replace it with like
Y'all,
Freddy
Robin's
Krueger.
trying it.
Pineapple.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm gonna whip something out and like.
Oh no!
Is it bad?
No, pineapple is just a bunch of people putting them up their.
Oh
yeah,
wow!
it's hilarious.
Why?
Oh,
It's hilarious.
I think whisk is
It's
the
lit-
same way.
the fucking the
I
picture's
think-
just
hold on.
the picture is just this woman with her like legs up and all you can see is the green coming out. Like,
She stuck a whole pineapple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like I was on the Reddit thread.
No
on
gracias.
4chan.
No
that
gracias.
one's just a dude beating his meat to a pineapple. No,
Oh,
that's not.
Not saying that I pleasure myself through these videos. I just
Whoa,
make them up
whoa,
because
whoa.
they are hilariously funny.
That I don't like that. I don't like
See, I
that
was on
one
the-
bit. I don't like that I've seen that now.
I was on.
You were on.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
could have gone my whole life without seeing those images.
Yeah,
And-
but now that I
Zach,
actually
you
fully
don't want
understand
it.
the question, though, like, no, I would never want that. I thought it would be like you let your mom pick one of the.
She's like, I don't like this person. Let's
yeah,
trade him out
let's
for this
put
one.
Freddy Krueger in there because she would do that and it would be
Your-
hilarious.
Your Aunt Janet has a fine booby.
But yeah,
Just
no,
like I don't know about
I'm
this.
good.
I don't know about this pick. Let's just look at these other. Let's look at these other, potential drafts for it.
First overall, gonna have to say, Zach Glenn.
Oh, no, wait.
Second overall, Brian Wasserman.
Oh yes,
Every single time.
that man.
Susan, you cringed so hard.
That man is
thought
built like a
of
pasta
seeing
noodle.
Brian naked. Zach was like, whatever. Brian, you just.
I'm sorry. I don't think Brian has ever seen the sun.
My man is built like a
White,
spaghetti
just-
noodle with a meatball on top.
Like that boy's like what, 90 pounds wet? Like
he's thin.
I haven't heard that phrase in a while. He's 90 pounds wet.
I could pick him up, break him across my knee, and
Fucking
scream like.
Pain. Yeah. Like,
The
Yeah.
first thing that came to mind when you said that was, why is Brian wet? What happened?
What is
it's pain. It's always pain. You can just look at his clothing. It's pain.
He's always covered in paint.
He wears anything, and there's paint all over it.
Yeah.
I don't think he has. I think
He's
he has,
always
like,
got
one
these.
suit.
He's always got these flannel shirts that
As-
he'll wear over t-shirts, and they're all just covered in dots of
As a
paint.
tech theater kid, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
However, I had specific clothes for painting.
Like
I
work,
didn't-
like work clothes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did not just paint in whatever I felt like.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want all of my clothes to be Brian
Yeah.
Wasserman.
I did that every now and then, like for my high school theater, and I would pick specifically really old clothes before I did that, not clothes that I was wearing around to school.
Yeah, like I use like show shirts.
Yeah.
Or like just really crappy old clothes.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I think the only time I painted in something I actually liked is because I wasn't expecting to paint, and it was Nick's flannel. I now
Nick's-
own that flannel because it has paint on it.
You lost a good flannel that day, didn't you?
Ruining all of
I
my
can
clothes.
see it in your face. You lost a good flannel that day.
It was gray. Pretty nice.
It was super comfy. It's in my
And
closet.
you fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
Good job, Susan.
Asshole.
I did have a story because a couple of podcasts ago, which is just many moons from today.
At least a couple months.
Yeah, it's been a while. The day I had to leave and Nick took over, he told the wagon story, but he told the wagon story wrong. So I'm gonna re-explain the wagon story.
Okay.
So, me and my friend Justine we grew up in the same neighborhood. I moved to there like 3rd grade. We became conjoined at the hips. Like we were the same person. We were
That's
hanging
like
out all the
really
time.
serious.
Like a medical condition or something.
Like you're
Did you
clearly
see a
not
doctor about
conjoined. You're clearly not conjoined anymore. Did you get like separated?
Did you consult your local physician?
Where's the scar?
Yeah, is there a scar like
I
on your
need the
hip?
receipt from CVS, please.
Oh, the fucking cat back there.
So we did stupid shit all
As you do.
as you do when you're like 10, 11.
11. I was thinking like 17.
Sure, I don't know. So we one day after trolling pedophiles on the internet on Omegle,
Oh,
we're like,
Of
Yeah.
course, yes.
Of course, because that's just what you do.
that's just
As
what
you
you do
do.
at 12. I don't know. We're
every
weird.
Tuesday
It's a
night.
great way to see so much more than you need to see at that age.
Why do you think I'm broken?
Oh.
Nothing but
decided-
dick.
That we wanted to ride our bikes. Because, well, we did
Yeah.
that. And while we were getting our bikes out of the garage, we saw the wagon. The wagon, it's just a standard red wagon that you see like Girl Scouts dragging cookies around in.
Yeah.
And we went, yo, we should ride that down that hill. And the hill is a good like 45-degree angle.
Oh yeah.
We were like, we're not that crazy. We'll go halfway up the hill. We don't want to die.
Yeah.
Halfway up the hill. We get halfway up there. We get in the wagon. We start going down the hill. And then I go, something's occurred to me. She goes, what? And I went, well, number 1, we can't steer. And number 2, how are we going to stop?
Excellent question.
She goes, oh, you're right. We're going to go down into the creek. Because the end of the subdivision is literally a downhill slope into a creek. And I was like, what should we do?
Yeah.
And she went, well, let's see. And she tried to steer the wagon, realized it was no hope. We got to the bottom of the hill. And she goes, don't worry, I'll save us. She jumps out of the wagon and tries to, like, pull us to a stop. But she tripped while jumping out.
Oh.
And I then
no.
ran her over with the
Oh.
wagon.
as one does.
See,
However, we did stop. We were saved. She just needed a couple band-aids.
Yeah.
no, you see, so I didn't tell the story wrong at all. She ran herself over with her own wagon, is how I put it.
Yeah. Also, we were not like 4 or 5. We were definitely old enough to know better.
I didn't say
No,
that you were
no.
4 or 5.
Robin was like, I assumed she was young enough to be stupid. I'm like, no, I was like 10, 11.
Yeah.
I was old enough to know not to do this.
When I was the same age, my brother and I we had this little plastic like Jeep
Mhm.
that was like,
Did you
you know.
run him over with it?
no, what we chose to do was he would sit in the front, like in the seat, like you're supposed to, and
Yeah.
I would sit in the tiny little half seat of a trunk
Okay.
that would pop open. And we had a hill that was, like a 45
Yeah.
to maybe 30-degree angle
Right.
at the
A
ground.
decent hill.
And we would ride down that until we got to the back of our house, and we would constantly slam into the back of our house. And that's why I'm bad at math.
It all makes sense now.
Why'd you let him drive? He's been in so many car accidents now. Like, we should have assumed.
The steering wheel didn't work.
He started.
It was a straight drop. That was why I let him drive. I could stop us from the back if I needed to,
Just
but he
throw
could
your
not
feet
control
out.
anything because those wheels were not connected to anything.
Fucking crashes everywhere. What did you do?
Why did you do this? Why did you stop us? I didn't know.
Why didn't you steer us? I was just waiting on the steering wheel. I don't know.
We like because every single other driving story that my brother has with my family always ends really poorly.
And then we
With your parents
crashed.
getting called.
And then we
With my
died.
parents getting called or us just straight crashing. Like like a couple years after that, we had a little like a smaller 4-wheeler, and
You guys had a 4-wheeler?
Yeah.
In Cape?
no, So
I've been
this
to your
was
house.
this
Like,
was
hold
when,
on. When you say 4-wheeler, are you talking like a little Tykes one? Or
No,
are
I
you
mean like legit 4-wheeler.
Okay.
It was like mini sized because we were kids, but it was like a real 4-wheeler.
Yeah, I've seen it.
This was when my grandparents lived in the middle of this rinky-dink town called Kiwani that had a population of like 100.
Okay.
And so
No,
it was
like-
out in the middle of nowhere.
I was like, you live in the most suburb of suburb places I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's riding that 4-wheeler in my neighborhood is illegal. But like this was where we had a space that we would go to roughly every weekend because she was like an hour away from our house.
Yeah.
And so, my brother, I was like, I don't remember how old I was. I was like 10 or something, and my brother was like 7. And I was driving, and he was like, dude, I want to drive. Why won't you let me drive? And I was like, I don't know, because I'm probably better at it than you. And so
I'm probably better at it.
well,
than
my
you.
parents were like, hey, I think you should let him drive. I think it'll be fine. I think he'll do okay. They were wrong. He drove as fast as he could. Like, we were getting up there, and he took a 90-degree left turn and flipped it over. And so we both, it wasn't an immediate, we had enough time to jump off, and I landed on top of him.
So it's slow motion is what you're
Yeah. It was like one of those
Time
action
slowed
movies where the
down.
car's up on 2 wheels instead of 4, and they're about to like crash, and you have just enough time to be like, "Uh-oh, they're gonna crash," and then they crash.
Stinky, I better jump.
Yeah. And so
I've
we
done that
jumped,
with tractors
and I landed
before.
on top of him, and he got really mad at me. He was like, "Why would you land on top of me?" And I was like, "Why would you crash the 4-wheeler?"
How dare you land on top of me?
And then it didn't get better when he got a car. He got in 3 accidents that I've counted so far.
He's had his license for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, he's 18.
Yeah.
He scratched some girl's car at his job, like in his parking lot. He ran into a cop. Technically, the cop ran into him, but it was entirely Josh's fault. And he rear-ended somebody so hard that they hit the car in front of them. That was the big one.
Whiplash.
Josh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he's doing a lot better now. I mean, he made it. He made it to
is-
college.
Okay, so is it all the same car or has he gotten a new car?
It was all the same car, and he has not gotten a new car. My mother has gotten a new car because it was her car that he kept crashing.
Oh,
Oh
she got
my
a new
God.
car?
Yeah.
What did she end up getting?
I don't remember, but it's the same thing as his, basically. And she does not like it.
Same thing with your
Has four
dad's?
wheels.
No, as my brothers.
I
They're
don't
like
know your brother's either.
I don't remember what the model is, but it's a GMC, and she's not having it.
Okay.
Like she had a Buick, and she had a Buick Enclave, and she really wants it back, and she
Alright,
starts
you-
calling her car a POS, and I'm like, your car's fine. What's wrong?
Imagine calling a GMC a piece of shit.
And wanting a
How
fucking Buick.
Entitled. Yeah, this GMC shit. Where's my Buick at? Bruh.
And she keeps asking me if I want to trade too, and I'm like, no, we just got mine paid off. I don't want to trade yet.
Dude, how do you want a Chevy Malibu? Sorry, Zach. How do you want a Chevy Malibu?
Honestly, they came to me and they asked me what I wanted, like when I was first going to get a car, and I didn't say, I want a Chevy Malibu. The only thing I cared about was that if it did the job. I didn't really care what kind it was.
Yeah. I'm not shit talking the Chevy Malibu. I'm
Right.
saying, why would you want a Chevy Malibu over a GMC? Like, why does your mom want that trade?
Does she want something smaller?
Oh no, she doesn't want a Chevy Malibu.
Oh.
She wants to ask if she's asking if I want to trade my car in for something new.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
I
wanting
mean-
to trade with him.
yeah.
No, not trade with me, just trade in.
So why wouldn't you want to?
Because we just got mine paid off and everything, and
He's
you know,
attached to the car.
But,
Kinda.
like, it's gonna keep depreciating more and more. So when you try it,
yeah.
when it eventually breaks down, it will have no trade-in value, and you're not gonna have anything towards your next new car.
Yeah. I already don't have much for a new car though.
That's the thing. So if you go get a slightly better car than what you have right now,
Yeah.
your car still has trade-in value, and you can put it down as
I
part of
could.
down payment.
I could. I hadn't thought about it before.
Any
Dude,
car
dude,
is
dude.
better than
What
I
year
just-
is your car?
A 13.
A 13? Yeah, you're losing ground every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's about to start declining really quickly.
So far, I've just been really attached to the car.
Your car is
Like,
almost
don't
10
do it.
years old.
I've had it for 5 years, and so I'm just like, yeah, this is
This is my car.
Yeah, like, dude, I completely get it.
right. Yeah,
From a finance standpoint,
not the smartest decision.
you could get a nicer
See,
car.
Yeah.
I need to like refinance my car, but like I'm too early on it right now. So like I think I'm like at 6, but no, I'm at like 4. I'm like shit. Gotta wait till hit the sweet spot.
I think I only owe like maybe $3-4 grand left on my car. Like I'm getting close here, but I also, I mean, I'm driving this thing into the ground, man. I'm delivering pizzas and like it's nice. It's a nice car. I drive a 2013 Dodge Dart Rally model. It's got a nice engine and it's turbocharged and it gets good mileage. So it's like perfect for delivery because I go fast.
yeah.
And it also gets good mileage. I'm like, yeah, it'll last for probably got another 20K on it before I need to get it in before anything bad happens. But like,
Any car is better than my car.
yeah,
Honestly.
oh, Susan,
You drive basically the Chevy Cavalier of the modern age.
Susan drives a, 2014?
2015.
2015 Chevy Spark base model.
Yep. I like
Uh,
that Zach's is the 2013 has a backup camera and like remote start, and mine doesn't have either.
Well, Susan, you just got in the mail today. Like, you could pay this, that, and the other to add, like, the actual features to your car. Dude, I picked it up and looked at it, and I was like, oh, what are the features she could add? Did you know your car could have a Chevy turbocharger in it?
Excuse me.
They were saying for $2,500, you could get a turbo in your car. I didn't know they made Sparks with turbos.
The Rally
What?
Edition.
The Rally Spark.
We gotta get it a big G-Wing for the top of it.
Fucking take off. Susan, I'm very sorry. I don't think I'd trust you with a car that goes like extremely fast.
Oh no,
That
I drive
seems
Nick's
scary.
car, and I'm like, hee. This seems like it's going slow, but I'm actually going very fast.
Nick's car also is. Well, yours
Mm-hmm.
isn't technically a fast car, but I feel like it fools you with the fact that it's a very quiet interior
Yeah.
and your suspension is very like smooth, so you don't feel like the bumps. You don't hear the engine like going as much. So you're like, oh wow, this is going like really nice at like 80. Where in reality, it's like my car technically runs better at those speeds. I'm willing to bet. But you can just hear it a lot more, and you can feel every bump in the road a whole lot more.
I don't know, man. My car does pretty well. It's pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Everyone
It
I
is.
work with calls my car a Hot Wheel. And anytime a vendor is backing up their really big truck, I'm like, hey, can you hit that? Thanks. Take it out.
It's also bright red.
Yeah,
This car is a roller skate.
Yes.
Let's be for real. Here.
She drives a roller skate.
Anytime I go about 80, I'm like, I'm gonna die.
You know who has the best car here? Rhiannon.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
my 2006 PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
You know, it's lovely. It finally has air conditioning for the first time in 5 or 6 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. And right now it actually just the other day I almost had to spend about $300 on it to physically take the gas tank out because my check engine light was on because the little sticky thing that tells you how much gas is in your tank
Yeah, the sensor.
completely like blew off and was just like
Wow.
always
What did you
empty.
do?
So I was
It
on my
just
way back to
sank.
Branson, from Branson, and it's really, really hilly, and so I tried to get my car up to 80 miles per hour going down so that I could get up the hill without going 20 miles per hour.
Great
So I have never gone more than 65 miles per hour in this car in the 4.5 years I have been driving it.
not faster than 65?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it is so hard to get that thing to 60 miles per hour. It takes a minute. And so I was able to do that, and in the meantime, my check engine light came on. And so went, got it checked. He's like, yeah, but
Your car was freaking out, like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, I gotta take the tank out and everything, but yeah, give me $400, I'll do it. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you. No, dude.
Time out. What does this guy sound like again?
Come on. His name is Brad.
You sure it wasn't Rocky?
Brad.
I really like Brad, and I've never seen that, so I can't make any reference with it.
Yo,
but,
just give me $400 and I'll do it. You know
Yeah.
what?
But and so he's like, but I can just turn the check engine light off for you, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And after
This
that, I have
engine
not
light
had a
is
problem with it
annoying.
since.
Turn it off.
Yeah, I straight up was like, I just don't want it to bleep. But so yeah, my lovely PT Cruiser, it makes noises. The front wheel keeps wanting to explode, but it hasn't yet, which I'm very proud of. And my driver's seat belt buckle won't actually buckle in because there is a part of my former wallet stuck in it. So I have to plug my belt buckle into my passenger side.
What do you do if you have
yeah.
a passenger?
So their life is more valuable than mine.
Okay.
So I just tuck my seatbelt buckle under my fat ass.
Okay.
And I just saved the passenger.
She gave me a ride and I went to buckle my seatbelt and I was like, that's not my seatbelt that's clicked into that. And she was like, here, I'll just wrap it around myself. You use it. I was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, no. If I'm inviting someone in my car, their life is exponentially more valuable than mine is. Others would beg to differ, but I'm really sad, so, it's fine. So, yeah, my car is a bit of a death trap, but it has a lot of really cute stickers, so it's fine.
So Rhiannon, top speed in your car is now 80.
Yeah, I accidentally went 85 the other day.
85.
Didn't mean to.
Okay.
Sick.
Okay. Nick, top speed in one of your cars.
In one of my cars,
Yeah.
which piece of shit are we talking about here?
So
I've drove a
what
few.
is- what of the? Let's see. You've owned 4 cars at this point.
Yeah.
So what's the
something like
top
that.
speed that you've? So you've had the red truck. You've had the.
That bitch topped out at 80,
Okay.
for real.
You had the Grand Prix, right?
The Grand Prix, it was quick, but man, did it get this shit show.
What was your top speed in the Grand Prix?
90.
90. Okay.
It was getting it for an 03.
All right. Let's see. And then you
The
had
wagon.
the Volkswagen.
The wagon I got over 100.
What? How far over 100?
It's 110.
110. Okay. And I'm assuming you haven't really pushed the Chevy that much.
I've pushed the Chevy a little bit. It easily hit 100 the other day.
Okay.
Pretty well. And it was handling it really nicely.
Susan, what's your top speed in the Spark?
I've gone 90 and got scared.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple months ago, I hit an already dead squirrel, and my tire was like, hee, I flat now. That's how shitty my car.
Dude, if it makes you feel better, my back right tire, the other day I kind of minorly dissociated while I was driving, and so I forgot what I was doing, and my back tire accidentally went inside of a sewer as I was driving, and so my hubcap is complete. It's as if you microwaved a vinyl record. Ooh. And so it's all kinds of wibbly wobbly, and then there's a chunk of my tire just hanging off of itself. Yeah, it's, dude, it's lovely. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Speaking of shitty car situations, so when I drove the wagon, that bitch, whoever owned that piece of shit before me, the radiator or whatever got fucked up. So my heater core and everything, all that was fucked, apparently. So instead of fixing it, the person should, they just bypassed that bitch. So it just ran out onto the ground instead because the heater core did not work.
Yeah.
So it just blew the hot air into the ground. And
So instead of going through his car.
yeah, so I got no heat. or like the blowers worked. It turned on, but it was just air, just outside air. It was the most ridiculous thing. Like if it was a certain temperature outside and there was any moisture on my car, I couldn't drive my car because my windows would be so iced over that I can't heat them up to get the ice off.
Just scrape them. You guys not have scrapers?
No,
over
we
here?
do, but that's a bitch. And like, listen.
You
I
gotta think fast.
when I lived in Hillsborough, I had to drive like 25 minutes to my work.
Whoa, 25 minutes.
Whoa.
So I don't give myself all that much time to get ready and go. I like to sleep. So I would not have any time to scrape my car. So I would have to take someone else's car in order to get to work. Because my car is a piece of shit. When I was driving the Grand Prix, though, I went to turn on my turn signal, and I just like lightly smacked it down, and the entire turn signal snapped.
I was there when that happened.
You weren't in the car with me when that happened.
What?
I called you when it happened because I was pretty pissed. Because like my turn signal was just stuck on.
What happened in the car whenever we were like having a full blown conversation? You went to do something and it just fell off of your car.
Oh,
It could have been literally anything. The thing was so shitty.
I don't remember. And so
I fucked up.
why'd you do that? Why'd you shake the beer? Fucking.
So
Thanks, I
Zach,
love you too.
Zach, what's the fastest you ever gone in your Chevy Malibu?
I don't know if I want to answer that question. Oh,
Is it
I will,
43?
I will be answering myself honestly.
114.
120.
No,
I
no,
had a feeling.
no.
I still got you.
No.
beat.
Like I figured, cause look, all right,
People.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't the smartest decision I ever made. And
Really?
I don't do it anymore.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Oh, really?
But
He had to go.
I used like that's my high score is all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Alright, so I've driven 3 cars, alright? My first car was a 03 Ram 2500 with a V8 Hemi in it. It went real loud, and I got that one up to, I think I got that up to 105 one time, which was hard to do. They don't have very good top speed. I pushed it as hard as I could. And then I drove, for a summer, I drove a 2000 Honda Civic DX. It had completely rusted out frame bolts, and I got it up to 110 on the highway. I retracted inside of myself, and I was like, that's about enough of that. And then last summer, a little over a year ago, I already had the Dodge that I have now, and I got that up to 130 in southern Vermont, and then slowed down to like 70, and then passed the cop, and I punched the shit out of my friend who was like, yeah, I never see cops on this road. While I didn't get a ticket and I didn't get pulled over or anything, I knew that I had previously just been going 60 miles an hour over the speed limit.
I don't see any cops on this road. Idiot!
He goes to college down there, and he was like, yeah, I've never once seen a cop on this road. People speed all the time. And it was like a Dodge Challenger for a fucking cop, too. It was a Stady, and I was like, that could have been the worst thing. I would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
I would have lost my license.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never see cops on this road.
He's trying to muffle the sound so it doesn't fuck with the audio.
Make me vaping.
So instead of vaping freely, he's putting a pillow over his face and vaping. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but he put his head in his shirt and started vaping. I was like, what are you doing
Well, yeah,
right now?
that I'm used to because
Right, he
you
does
know
that all the time
in my
to
high
kids.
school, kids used to do that in class and just do that. Like,
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what. If kids were using these in class,
Oh,
they had some
100%.
balls.
oh, they were.
Oh, 100%.
People sitting
I
right
should
next
know.
to me,
I
they
sold
passed
them.
it around me, and they would just go, and then
Yo, speaking of that, I knew a kid in high school that his one pocket of his backpack was just nothing but box mods.
Oh, yeah.
He had probably like 20 of them on him, And he's like, yeah, I've been selling them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro.
Dude, when I was about 15, I was either 14 or 15.
One of the bad
believe I was
ages.
15. Oh no! See, here's the thing. My dad worked for a vape shop, and they had a stand at Gay Pride. And so my dad went, "Hey, you want to make some money?" And I went, "Ugh." And so he gave me a vape, and I worked at Pride, and I sold a $200 mod on the first day.
Sick.
Dude, oh yeah, no, I was throwing deals out. I didn't know what I was doing because 15.
If you buy this right here, I will give you this whole set of like all these flavors and stuff absolutely free. And your
Oh, no,
dad's
dude.
like, "What are you doing?"
Like, for real, I would look at them and be like, hey, I can go ahead and give you this cylinder, $2 off, this coil, go ahead and take, I don't know, $1 off, and then I'll go ahead and let you get a vision spinner. It's supposed to be like 20, give it free for 15. And I'm like, and the manager was like, why in the hell is she able to sell this stuff? And I'm like,
It's because you don't have a profit anymore.
Yeah, but nobody was able to sell anything. They just kept coming to me because, I was just a midget with,
There's a
with my gay pride
It's
stuff
just a
on.
magical midget at Pride giving out vape shit.
Yeah, 100%. And it was terrifying when one of my teachers, who, a very religious woman, was not only at Pride, but coming to my station to buy a vape, scared the ever-living crap out of me.
I'm sure
Just
you scared
like-
the ever-living crap out of her, too.
Oh, a little bit. Especially since I had
stinky.
my own vision spinner, just vaping on my zero nicotine stuff. And I was just, chilling like, what up? I'm not going to say her real name. I'll go ahead and just call her Stacy. What up, Stacy?
What up, fam?
Like, yo, and she looked
What
at
are
me.
Doing?
Yeah, nah, dude, it was a time, but
She probably like had a heart attack.
She probably went
right
home
there.
and prayed for you.
She probably went home and prayed for you and was like, "God, please don't kill her yet."
not yet. Just deduct 5 years off of her life.
Deduct 5 years.
Yo, was this lady crazy?
She was super sweet, but she was an English teacher, so I mean, that's up to
Yes.
you.
Crazy enough.
So, yeah.
Crazy
Speaking of
enough.
crazy
to
old
English.
women.
Oh, word? Who are we talking about right now?
Real talk.
So my night assistant, I won't say her name because she's nice to me, and it's really nice. Like it's super helpful. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's rude to pretty much everybody else. This woman, apparently, when she started at my job, she used to be like the nicest woman, like you can imagine, like real like Christian, like New Testament side of the Bible, like real like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And now she has like turned into like Old Testament, and is like God will smite you down and shit like that. Like the other day, like we have a lot of people that come in and speak Spanish
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
at my work, and I don't know what she said the first time, but then she like was like no habla inglés, and then like some other shit, and then she's like, yeah, that's our issue, like to another customer because like this guy can't understand her,
Right.
and like she can't understand him. So I'm like, oh my god, no, like you just did not do that in front of him.
No habla inglés.
Like she did something like stereotypical,
Yeah.
like Arriba, or like so like
Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, like yeah, like
Like,
something stupid
yeah.
like that. Like,
Like, yo, you want a taco, my dude?
exactly. It
What
was
if I
bad.
buy this? What if I just trade you like 5 tacos for this?
She's crazy. She told me that she was in like the FBI and shit like that. Like,
Oh, she's in the FBI and she can't speak English? That's a talent.
you mean Spanish?
You mean, yeah.
English.
Spanish.
She
got
speaks
the cus-
English. The customer.
The
customer
said
says-
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She
I
said
thought
that to a
yeah.
customer.
Zach is just
I
been
thought-
completely just wrong
Yeah.
with it.
I thought you were saying that the person who speaks Spanish said they were in the FBI. And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
No, like she was in the FBI. Like, and like she said that she worked at like the airport and was like a sniper, and then she was a cop.
She was a sniper at the airport.
Yeah,
Bro, what?
like she was like a military like guard that was a sniper at the airport, and she was also like a driver because you had to have 2 jobs. So, like she would be like
You had to have 2 jobs.
yeah, that's how she put it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she's
What?
and then yeah, she's also told me that she was a cop, which I kind of think is true because another clerk that I know who knows this woman told me that she's on an episode of Cops.
So, part of it could be true, as in she definitely could have met a cop.
No, like I think she is a cop. Like,
Yeah.
like in the episode of Cop,
Yeah,
like she is a cop.
that's kind of sick.
So I think the cop side is real. I don't know about all this FBI and military and nonsense.
Airport
Airport
sniper
snipers.
/ driver because you need 2 jobs.
Yeah, and like so her cop stories are the best. My favorite one was the time that she told me she got thrown off a roof by a suspect.
What's sus to me?
Like she
A
said that they
little
were
sus.
she said that they were chasing this guy and he like climbed the roof of like this like a pizza place like Papa John's or whatever. And like so like she climbs up there too and then they're fighting on the roof like and then he like tosses her off and like she grabs him with her like as they fall.
This legit sounds like she
This is-
watched a cop TV show and was like, "Yeah, this happened to me."
This is Die Hard. This isn't.
Right.
This is Die Hard on top of my father Jonathan's.
I fucking lost it when I heard that she got thrown off a roof. Because, like, I'm imagining this, like, 60-year-old woman getting off a fucking roof. Yeah, this woman is insane. Like,
What a gal.
she works the evening overnight shifts and has to deal with a lot of crackheads at night, too.
Always fun.
Because my work is right next to a government assisted living place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot of crackheads over there.
Always fun.
I had to drop my friend off there who works for my work, and this dude came out of one of the apartments and he's like covered in tattoos, like from like the top of his forehead like all the way back, like, and he's just bald and like this like,
Yeah.
skinny crackhead looking dude. I was
built like a stick figure with tattoos all over.
exactly like I was dropping my friend off and I'm like, I'm gonna get carjacked. Like
Hey.
We learned that my old manager, who stopped being our manager to pursue meth full time.
And
I know
ambitious
some of
aspiration.
those.
Yeah. She's apparently back in town.
Oh.
Is there a convention?
Is there a convention? Yeah,
She's
100%.
looking more like a person, little slutty, but that's you do
Aren't we
you.
all?
Yeah.
But her hair's growing back all nice. I don't know if she has all her teeth still.
What do you mean her hair's growing back? Did it go away?
Well, you see, when you do meth,
When a mommy really loves a daddy and the daddy gets her a crack pipe, what
So that's a little too similar to my parents. But we're
a
just
little too close to home for you.
So what? Like
Not
she
necessarily
started
true. My parents met Nicole.
she started doing math and her hair just like yeeted
yeah.
out.
So whenever you do meth, your hair
Yeah.
and like she was losing her hair was thinning basically.
Huh.
So she was.
I wouldn't
She
say
was-
thinning. I would just say leaving.
Yeah, it was just like bye, like chunks at a time. Last time we saw her, she was in and out of the store looking crazy, asking for people, asking for the phone and stuff, and we had to call the police on her
Ooh.
and be like, yo, she's tweaked out of her mind, please help. And then she mysteriously vanished before the police could come. And we hadn't seen her till like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
She comes into the store and she's like, hey, can I get some broken down boxes from outside? And my cashier was like, sure, just don't make a mess. And then she's like, okay, cool, good to see you again. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I was in the office. I'm like, I don't know who this is. And then I just hear him whisper, Susan, stars outside. And I went, excuse me? And I went outside, gone, like the wind. There's nobody out there.
See, we have a similar story at my work of businessness. So this woman is called South County Cindy, and my first encounter with her was when I was, I was probably 17. No, I was 16 or 17. I was bagging for the first time. I had a very late shift. And, I was checking. I was checking. And, she came in, barely had any clothes on. She had bikini shorts, like the, bikini bottoms on, a tank top, no bra. She brought her own basket in, and she had a box. And I went, oh, okay, she brought a box with her. Oh, okay. She came through my line, of course, scare me, why not? And comes through. She puts all of these quarters and pennies down that I have to count out. And I ask her what's in the box, and she just shushes me and goes, they're sleeping. And I went, who is they? And I look in the shoebox, and it's 3 dead birds. But they're not just dead birds. One of them was just half of a head. Like, half of the feathers and skin was still on it, and the other half was just decayed skull. And I looked at it, and I went, John, I need your help, John. Please help me.
Can I see my manager?
Please. And so he comes over, and he goes, hey, Cindy. And she's like, shh, you're gonna wake my children up. And I look at her, and I went, ma'am, could you please step away from me just for a moment until my manager comes around? And he's coming.
Could you please,
and it's
respect? Could you please, back up and respect my personal space before I throw up all over you?
Yeah, and in my family, if you are around a dead bird or one is found near your house or your car, it means that a person in your family is going to pass away soon. And so to have this woman bring in
Is this something that has happened
Yes.
a lot?
Yeah, no, it happened with my grandmother multiple times, and then the first time that it happened to me, my great-grandmother passed away 3 days later. And so...
Are your family cursed gypsies?
Dude, I wish we were that lucky, but, we're not. We just suck. And so...
We just suck.
I think
We're just bad.
It's probably because one of my family members was a Nazi at one point, so, we're probably
Nazi
getting payback
gypsies?
from that.
What the fuck?
Nazi gypsies.
Dude,
That's-
can you imagine?
Karma.
You got a combination.
Dude,
Karma.
dude, I got a lot of stuff. But, yeah,
Is your
and
cell phone and
my manager just asked, could you not bring your children in anymore? And she's like, but they're my children, and they're
can't
asleep.
leave them
I
in the
can't leave
car."
them. Well, she didn't have a car. She only had a stolen cart. And I looked, and I
Yep.
was just standing there in pure terror.
It's like, fam, nobody's gonna take your kids.
And yeah, she just looked at her change, and she's like, can you not use that quarter? I want to keep it. And I looked at her and I went, okay, I'll pay for the quarter. Just leave me alone. And she left, and I have not seen her since. And I am
can't
so
abandon
grateful.
my children.
Dude.
Ma'am, your kids are ugly. Nobody wants them.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. No, but that night, honestly,
Hey
scared
kids,
the
wake up!
bejesus
You're
out of me.
adopted.
Boy, wait till those kids find out.
There's
They're gonna
something
be
I
crushed.
need to tell you.
Yo, they're gonna be devastated.
But, yeah, so work is nuts. Man.
Yeah. Dude, retail? Mama. Okay, got a couple more $1 million butts.
I do like $1 million butts.
Yeah, but they're often fake though. That's the
They
thing.
are often fake. That's
Wow.
kind of why they cost so much.
So many times.
I purposely say it wrong now so that he says it.
It's gonna be a drinking game. Just every time someone says
Take
$1 million
that shot.
$1 million butts.
Follow us at home. If you hear us say $1 million butts instead of $1 million butt, you just take a shot.
You just drink a fifth.
It's my average Thursday night.
$1 million butts.
$1 million but every time you throw something into the trash and miss, you have to catfish your own father.
Now, does it count if you just don't throw stuff? Like if you just
It's only trash can stuff. So
What if you are trash?
you just
no,
if you just only place it.
I
in
know
the
that's
bin,
what I'm
you
saying.
can
You're
completely
fine.
avoid it.
If you
Also,
just
you really think I ever miss? Bruh.
okay, I would
But
take
if
the
you
$1
do,
million.
you have to catfish Chad.
I would take the
Chad's
oh man.
Oh, Chad.
Chad, be cool.
Chad.
I would
Show
want to
that
get.
he
I would
bought
want to
it.
get updates on that story. I would want him to keep me posted.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it, but just never throw things anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll
That's
take
yeah.
it,
I'd
'cause
take
I don't
that.
throw things in the trash.
You
I would
don't
take
have
that
to
and just
throw it,
never
it
throw
just says
trash
if
in
you
my
miss.
life.
Yeah.
I will always walk the extra steps to put something in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so $1 million but every time your phone runs out of battery, which just happened to Nick, pretty sure.
No, my phone restarted because it keeps telling me I have no SIM
Oh,
card.
okay.
It's kind of a bitch.
$1 million but anytime your phone runs out of battery, you have to have your face surgically switched with a stranger for an entire day. I'll take
My
it.
phone never runs out of battery.
Exactly.
My phone doesn't die, no. I always make sure to charge it because I have anxiety.
Yep, me too. I don't
So-
want to be murdered.
I find my phone running out of battery from time to time. Could be fun.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
get to
not
do
the way to
Face
look
Off
at
with
it.
John Travolta
Right.
in Cage.
I could be real life face off. So yeah, I'd take that $1 million.
Oh, yeah,
I'd roll the
Face Off.
dice. Yeah. I'd
You wanna
roll the
see a
dice
good
on that.
fucking movie? You remember that stupid Adult Swim shit? Like the guy with the ski mask?
I think so.
No. Fuck, I don't
Striking
remember.
out, buddy. I'm
I
sorry.
don't remember the name of it. It was on Adult Swim. But he was just a guy with a ski mask, and he kept mentioning face. Like there was an ad
Just face
for
off.
it, and he just kept mentioning Face Off, and was like, "You want to see a good fucking movie?" It was wild.
I left this one for last because it's very long.
Oh, okay.
$1 million but whenever you hear a hiccup, not when you hiccup, when you hear a
Oh,
hiccup.
dear.
So if it's hold on, so is it like if you hear it, if it's you and you hear yourself hiccup, does that count?
I would assume yes because you are hearing a hiccup.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll run with
Okay.
that.
Oh no.
$1 million but whenever you hear a hiccup, you use old age makeup and a British accent to pretend to be a nanny and enter the lives of 3 young children, teaching them life lessons while also learning a few yourself.
You bet your bottom fucking dollar.
You just Mrs. Doubtfire them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no,
every time you hear a hiccup, you become a Robin Williams movie, and to that I say yes.
Do
I
get
would
to
take
meet
that $1
Sally
million.
Field? Oh my god, do I get to meet Sally Field? I love that woman.
The
Sally
best male Robin Williams.
Oh yes.
Put F in the chat, everybody, for Robin Williams.
Can we get an F in the chat?
That's what I'm gonna name this episode. Can we get an F in the
I hiccup like every day, basically.
Oh.
So no.
I
Yeah,
never
no, I'm gonna
do.
say no, even though it'd be cool to be Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right, so I don't get the hiccups that much, and what I have a question on is what constitutes hearing it, like the waves go in, or like you actually process it? Because my hearing is trash.
I'd say whenever you process like
Yeah, whenever
something
you're like,
else.
oh, that person
Yeah.
is hiccuping.
I would totally take that
Oh.
because there's so many times somebody could hiccup. You could hiccup right next to me, and I won't know.
Oh, you would hear mine. Mine are
girlfriend.
loud.
Mine, I just rarely, because I keep joking that I'm like a 75-year-old in a 21-year-old body. Well, the ears are 75, so I can't hear anything normally. So I think I would take that.
I just looked over and you're throwing the banana, but you're staring like at this
I'm
meat.
doing it.
It's
I'm
like-
doing it.
Yeah, banana. Squeezy banana.
So I think that about wraps us up. So uncomfy. This comfort is unfathomable.
I don't know why, but that started to remind me of that stupid picture with like a bunch of frogs looking at the camera, and it's like the council will decide your fate.
Yo, when you put pictures for this, put the banana and a picture of just a bunch of frogs.
Okay.
And then, can
All
we
of
get
them.
an F in the chat?
If you could please get the frogs to just stand there like the "you know I had to do it to him" guy, and all of them like this around the banana.
You know I had to do it to him.
Oh, totally forgot two things before we wrap up and say our bye-byes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will have an intro and outro soon. My friend that is going to do it for us has recently moved, so once he gets everything all settled in and unpacked, he can do it
I
for
already
us.
unpacked here, Susan. I'm sorry. I'm just very
Yo, Robin is your only friend
I
that
forgot
moved.
your phone back.
Zach is currently flipping out because my lock screen is, if anyone who's seen Seinfeld, it's George Costanza. It's a frame from him in the episode where he eats a Snickers bar with a fork and a knife, and he's mid-chew, and it's just the perfect fucking awkward
I
George
forgot that
Costanza.
was your background.
It's been like that for over a year and a half, almost 2 years now. George Costanza.
It looks like he's shaking something, like really aggressively.
Also, I no longer have to censor as many things. I've looked into it, and you can now put on YouTube, like, hey, this is inappropriate for children, so I don't have to censor everything.
So I can
Yeah.
say like cunt juice right now.
Yeah. But if we were to talk about...
I have killed Rhiannon. Uh-oh.
If we were to talk about, like, Cody and that will be bleeped.
Yeah,
And that will forever be bleeped, because at this point it's a meme to me.
right. Honestly, the bleeps are funny.
Brian is a fag.
Which Brian?
Yes.
Lost her name.
All.
Well,
All
Carlos is apparently just a bottom. Okay, buddy. Sure. Whatever you say.
Alright, everybody say bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Nick, say bye bye.
Maybe.